Hello Kurumjiri and welcome to SKTV News. You are watching Primetime English News with me, Jessie. Now as usual, giving you the headlines first. MP Dr. Angomchabimolo Koijam opposes President's rule extension in Manipur, demands dissolution of State Assembly and calls for fresh mandate. RP Atwal National Secretary Maheshwar Thongnawjam meets Union Minister of Tribal Affairs Joel Oram to push for inclusion of Meitei, Nitai in scheduled tribe list. Maharaj Bhochandra College Students Union warns to launch agitation if principal not replaced within 3 days. And 134th edition of prestigious Durand Cup kicks off today with high-octane Imphal derby between Neroka FC and Trao FC at Kumalampak Men's Stadium. Now, the news in detail. Lok Sabha MP Dr. Angomchabimolo Koijam has demanded for dissolution of State Assembly and to call for fresh mandate while objecting the proposal to extend President's rule in Manipur. Speaking in the Lok Sabha on statutory resolution to extend President's rule in Manipur, MP Bimola Koijam drew the attention of the House on the unresolved crisis in Manipur and the sufferings of the people in the state. MP Bimol also expressed dissatisfaction on lack of condolence message from neither the House nor the Prime Minister of India on the demise of theatre doyen Ratan Thiam, terming it as an example of marginalization, alienation and humiliation of Manipur. Speaking further about extension of President's rule in the state, MP Bimola Koijam said the President's rule in Manipur is being imposed to save the ruling party from embarrassment for its failure. He also asserted that before the imposition of President's rule, the centre had claimed to have worked closely with state government and the appointment of important head and security officials of the state were done through the direction of the centre. While citing that President's rule must be imposed in rarest of rare situation, MP Bimol said mandate of the people should be respected and the assembly needs to be dissolved as BJP have failed to form a popular government despite having adequate number of MLAs who have been elected by people of the state through democratic means.
Sri Ratan Thiam, the doyen of Indian theatre, when he expired, not a single word came from this house, nor the Prime Minister who had expressed similar condolences when artists expired. This is a shameful reminder that how marginal Manipur is. However big you are and however role you have played in this country, the stature of Ratan Thiam, he was mourned. And luckily some of the Chief Ministers from the Eastern states did mourn his demise. The Union Home Minister on this floor of the House, if my memory serves me well, on 9th August 2023 said that the crisis in Manipur was caused by the influx of illegal immigrants. Similarly, intelligence agencies have flagged off the involvement of armed groups from Myanmar in the crisis in the state. So it is like what we had experienced in Pahalgam in some sense. Ironically, Manipur was also called the little paradise just as Kashmir is called the paradise. The only difference is the national attention is given to what happened in Kashmir, not with the state of Manipur. Instead of introducing this and extending this almost illegitimate, in some sense morally, this President rule in Manipur, we should have a fresh mandate in the state of Manipur. Despite having a brutal majority, you are not able to form the government. In collusion with that state government and the union government, you have created this tragedy of Manipur in the last 2 years. So I expect the House, instead of extension of this President rule, to have a JPC being constituted so that the people of Manipur do not feel neglected and we take care of what had happened and fix accountability. I must remind again that the executive conduct must have some accountability in this house. And therefore, just as we discussed Sindur, just as we had long discussions on constitutions, I expect this house to have at least 5 to 6 hours discussion on what steps can be taken in this house so that all of us can have a healing process to begin from this house. The crisis in Manipur is unprecedented. Our LOP has said it. You have never seen the challenge to the Indian state's legitimate use of physical force has been challenged. Nowhere has it happened. So I therefore object to this extension of President rule, and I demand that instead of this, please dissolve that assembly. Let's have a fresh mandate, and the rule of the people, will of the state must have the say rather than dictating terms, even if it's a small state. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Earlier, Union Minister of State Nityanand Rai moved resolution in the Lok Sabha seeking approval to extend President's rule in Manipur for another 6 months today. The discussion turned out to be chaotic and the House was adjourned till 5:30 p.m. It may be mentioned that President's rule was first imposed in Manipur on February 13, 2025, following the resignation of Chief Minister N. Biren. His resignation came in the wake of prolonged ethnic violence and administrative collapse, which had severely affected governance in the state for nearly 2 years. The imposition of President's rule followed a report submitted to the President by the Governor of Manipur recommending central intervention under Article 356 of the Constitution.
मणिपुर के संबंध में संविधान के अनुच्छेद 356 के अधीन जारी दिनांक 13 फरवरी 2025 की उद्घोषणा को दिनांक 13 अगस्त 2025 से आगे 6 माह की अवधि के लिए जारी रखने का अनुमोदन करती।
National Secretary of RPA Thawale Maheshwar Thongnaljam called on Union Minister of Tribal Affairs Joel Oram at his office in 3 Safdarjung, New Delhi today to push for inclusion of Meitei in scheduled tribe list of Manipur. During the meeting, Maheshwar submitted a detailed memorandum along with supporting documents reiterating the long-standing demand for constitutional recognition of the community as scheduled tribe. He highlighted that the Meitei, despite being indigenous people of Manipur and historically recognized as a tribal community, were excluded from the ST list with the adoption of the Indian Constitution. Speaking to media after the meeting, Maheshwar said that multiple appeals have been made to the state to include Meitei in the scheduled tribe list. And he also mentioned that the same set of documents had earlier been submitted to the Governor of Manipur during the ongoing President's rule in the state. Maheshwar urged the Union Minister to take immediate steps for inclusion of Meitei in the ST list, to which Joel Oram reportedly assured to extend all possible efforts from his side.
Ngasi Union Minister of Tribal Affairs Sri Joel Oram unazarui akoi Meitei na ST restore tawai matangda akoi unazarure akoi Meitei haibasidi hanadagi authorized by technical record tagi akoi Meitei se tribe ne haibagi proof loi lerabani adubu Bharat ki Sanvidhan 1951 kolko matamdadi Meitei se akoi gi scheduled tribe list adi yaraktre aduna sidi akoi gi tribe ta chanjagi haiba natte sidi scheduled tribe ki status ta restore tawbiuna haizabani aduna sigi proof and figures akoi honorable governor su pizarure aigi site gi so amutang presidential rule gi matam sida hozik center na power leriba matam sida amutang initiative lawiraga state authorized team na tanaraga koi Meitei se scheduled tribe ki list ST gi list restore tawbiuna haize adada mahakna aigi proof and figures yauba koi gi honorable governor pizagiba copy haitare adu akoi na pabira matungda mahakna yam thuna initiative kai lowa yage haibda magi mahaki technical team na tanaraga kedosige haibadu yengjarake haibagi report ama thambirai aduna hoje akoi na haizabadi central government kitang hen initiative lawiragadi phangbam thok pada phangdan leriba ST gi status se koi Meitei da phangnaba hotna biu.
Now, the MB College Students Union has threatened to launch agitation if the college's principal is not replaced within 3 days, citing refusal to promote extracurricular activities such as debate and dance competitions. Addressing a press meet held today at the college premise located at Palace Compound, Imphal, the union's General Secretary MD Sahas Khan accused the principal of constantly refusing to organize activities which enhance the college's academic development, such as debate and dance competitions. He added that such lackadaisical attitude of the principal has undermined the proactive role of the students' union. Further alleging a lack of transparency and accountability in the management of the annual College Development Fund, Sahas Khan stated that the union had previously submitted a representation to the principal secretary, director and other relevant authorities seeking the principal's replacement.
College asida union singa samnaraga development tawse haibase ama bo principal sina yadaba haitare koigi union singi oiba thabuk thoram example oina debate tawgene koi thajali music and dance competition adagi toilet repairing tawgene thajali adu singdo principal na ngasi boga ude khangdi haidana nakoina tawning butu tawro ke sukai de haina dumaina lai union singbu usitabagi mong thawang ama chatharak pasa union sing Maharaja Budachandra college ki maikai student union ki maikai degi yam akan mong de condemn tawse koi ta boga sumaina tawba taragadi Biba Satra Singh Sida principal in a Kari home Chatakani Hybrid Mipaibu Poxe Maramaduna College Asidagi Numit Huni Manunda principal as at Humontam the Sindopiu Sindokta Bataragati Tangnava Mikuptagi Suxoidana Maharaja Budasandra College Student Union Singna Akan Mamong the Pungam Jansalani.
The return of 134th edition of Durand Cup in Manipur has ignited widespread excitement as Neroka FC, Sangakpam and Trao FC were featured in the first match that was played at Kumalampak Stadium, Imphal today. The two teams played out a 1-1 draw in the Group F match between two teams from Manipur. Trao scored the first goal in the beginning of the second half, but Neroka FC found the equalizer during injury time to level the score. Meanwhile, the arrival of oldest tournament in Asia in Manipur has renewed the passion for football in the state, which has gone through hard times in the past 2 years. People had lined up to get the tickets for the match since morning. Manipur will host 6 matches for Group F. Chao FC, Neroka FC, Indian Navy football team, Real Kashmir FC have been placed in Group F. The tournament had kicked off on July 23rd and it will continue till August 23rd and being co-hosted by West Bengal, Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur and Jharkhand. Earlier, the opening ceremony was attended by Manipur Governor Ajay Kumar Bhalla, Chief of Army Staff General Upendra Dwivedi, Chief Justice of High Court of Manipur K. Somas Sekhar and other civil, police and defense officials. The jam-packed Kumalampak Stadium witnessed acrobatic and martial arts skills from Indian Army contingent and other cultural shows during the opening ceremony.
Mamangda 2022 da yengjaki adu da yamna nuai match place yam nuai hi adu ga maroina ngasigi Imphal lake ki opening ceremony ki part su yamna puning hoki mamangi edition du da adu ngasi so du samana du phangni khali
ko machida ko na pang to pachi ko yiram dum gi oina ko yam chautok chaningai ni ko Neroka FC gi member ni ko chacho ko ne short chana ko na bada yam thawai yauna yengje adu shamucho ai college life high school life da sports yam na burni.
Kangabok constituency MLA Okram Surjakumar took stock of the vulnerable sites along Thobal river banks at Thobal Wangmataba Sorok Makha today. Speaking to media after the inspection at Thobal Wangmataba Community Hall, MLA Surjakumar emphasized the urgent need for repairing the riverbanks at several points while expressing dissatisfaction over the WRD and PWD's failure to construct retaining walls and efficiently implement other related programs since the last 4 or 5 years on account of fund constraint. Continuing that, the vulnerable river banks will be fixed using wood and bamboo piling as temporary measure. Surjakumar added that he will recommend a work program for repairing the vulnerable sections. He also assured that he will try his best to blacktop lands in the locality at the earliest. Later, the MLA led the foundation stone for construction, public stage cum room at Sawa ground.
ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯀꯤ preventive measure ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯊꯣꯛꯑꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯂꯝꯕꯤꯁꯦ ꯆꯠꯄ ꯌꯥꯁꯜꯂꯔꯣꯏꯗꯕꯒꯤ ꯃꯑꯣꯡꯗ ꯇꯧꯔꯕꯅꯤ나 ꯑꯩꯅꯁꯨ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯗ ꯊꯝꯖꯔꯝꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯉꯥꯡꯈꯩꯗꯁꯨ ꯀ꯭ꯂꯕꯀꯤ ꯂꯩꯕꯤꯔꯤꯕ ꯅꯍꯥꯔꯣꯜ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯅꯣꯏꯅ ꯈꯔ ꯑꯍꯜ ꯂꯃꯟ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯥꯎꯇꯥꯛ ꯃꯈꯥꯗ ꯅꯣꯏꯅ ꯈꯔ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯕꯤꯔꯣ ꯌꯥꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯉꯁꯤꯗꯒꯤ ꯍꯧꯔꯒ ꯋꯥ ꯀꯔꯥꯏꯗꯒꯤ ꯊꯤꯒꯅꯤ ꯅꯥꯁꯤꯛ ꯀꯔꯥꯏꯗꯒꯤ ꯅꯥꯁꯤꯛꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅꯁꯨ ꯈꯪꯕꯗ ꯈꯨꯠ ꯑꯃꯅꯤ ꯇꯥꯟꯅꯔꯒ ꯅꯥꯁꯤꯛꯁꯤ ꯌꯨꯡꯉꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯔꯛꯁꯤꯅ ꯁꯨꯡꯍꯥꯡ ꯈꯪꯍꯟꯗꯕꯤꯗ ꯕꯦꯝꯕꯨ ꯄꯥꯏꯂꯤꯡ ꯇꯧꯔꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯈꯔ ꯆꯍꯤ 4-5 ꯑꯃ ꯆꯠꯄ ꯌꯥꯏ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯈꯔ ꯀꯨꯡꯅ ꯌꯨꯡꯉꯒ ꯁꯣꯝ ꯋꯥꯡꯕꯗꯁꯨ ꯎꯁꯤ ꯌꯨꯡꯉꯒ ꯐꯩꯔꯒ ꯑꯅꯤꯁꯤ ꯂꯥꯛꯁꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯈꯤꯇꯪ ꯀꯨꯏꯅ ꯆꯠꯄ ꯌꯥꯏ ꯑꯗꯣ ꯃꯗꯨꯃ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯄꯔꯁꯣꯅꯦꯜ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯁꯥꯏꯠꯇꯒꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯈꯔ ꯎ ꯋꯥ ꯂꯩꯕꯒꯤ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯗꯣ ꯄꯨꯊꯣꯛꯑꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯗꯨꯃ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯊꯨꯅ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯤꯚꯦꯟꯇꯤꯚ ꯃꯦꯖꯔ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯅꯕ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯍꯌꯦꯡ ꯈꯥꯛꯇꯅ ꯇꯧꯅꯕ ꯇꯧꯔꯁꯦꯅ
Cycle Assembly Constituency MLA Kim Neo Hangshing attended the dedication ceremony of PM Shri Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya KGBV, which was officially handed over to the nation by Union Minister of Education Dharmendra Pradhan. The event was also attended by Ministers of State Sukanta Majumdar and Jayant Chowdhury. Addressing the occasion, MLA Kim Neo Hangshing expressed deep pride in witnessing the establishment of an institution that she described as a symbol of dignity, education, and the future our daughters deserve even in the face of turmoil. She emphasized that the KGBV should serve as a sanctuary of learning and healing where young girls can discover strength, identity, and opportunity despite uncertain times. Moirang Constituency MLA Tongam Shanti conducted a site inspection today of the bridge at Moirang Kaithel, which is being constructed under the NESID program. During the inspection, the MLA urged the contractors to expedite the completion of the outstanding works within the stipulated time frame. Speaking to reporters, the MLA expressed optimism that the bridge would be completed soon and handed over to the public. He also assured that potholes on the Moirang Bazaar to Moirang Lamkai Road section would be repaired at the earliest. In a separate event, the MLA's office organized a function at Philim Laikai where pump sprayers were distributed to farmers at subsidized rates. Fast-track Special Court Manipur today sentenced Mohammad Abdul Rahman alias Ibomcha, 37-year-old resident of Kokta Kuman, Mayai to 10 years of rigorous imprisonment (RI) for committing penetrative sexual assault on a 14-year-old girl in 2013 under Section 4 of the POCSO Act 2012. Special Judge R.K. Memja pronounced the judgment after hearing submissions from both the prosecution and the defense. The court also imposed a fine of 1 lakh rupees with a default sentence of 1 year simple imprisonment if the amount is not paid. The court ordered that the period the convict had spent in judicial custody from November 17, 2013 to May 19, 2014 shall be set off against the total sentence under Section 428 CRPC. During the sentence hearing, the special public prosecutor urged the court to award maximum punishment, citing the heinous nature of the crime and the need to send a strong message to society. The defense counsel, however, pleaded for leniency, citing the convict's poor economic condition, his responsibility towards his 4 children, including a disabled daughter, and the fact that this was his first offense. Taking into account both arguments and the fact that the offense was committed before the convict got married and started a family, the court decided to award a sentence of 10 years of RI. In addition, the court awarded 4 lakh rupees as compensation to the victim under the Victim Compensation Scheme notified by the government of Manipur on September 14, 2023. The compensation is to be paid by the state government from the Victim Compensation Fund within 30 days of the receipt of the order. The court directed that the convict be taken into custody immediately to serve the remaining sentence. Bishnupur Deputy Commissioner Puja Langbam has expressed satisfaction on successful completion of drive against child trafficking for labor and other form of exploitation. Speaking in a press meet which was organized by District Child Protection Unit Bishnupur and New Life Foundation Manipur at Al Mani Memorial Hall, Thamnapok, PDC, DC Pooja Alangbam said the drive against child trafficking and labor was carried out at 23 hotels, 6 brick fields, 17 vehicle workshops and car wash, 1 plastic industry, 4 stone crusher and cement industry, 13 market areas and over 170 passenger vehicle parking in the district. The DC further expressed that the drive managed to create awareness about child trafficking.
Angangsing the exploit toba or even nupi sing the exploit toba, traffic toba, any kind of exploitations has to stop. This is mandate of Constitution of India. It's also the mandate of Supreme Court judgments and National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, as well as state government sing sina adugi makhada phanyam directions and instructions su yam issue tobire. Adugi makhada koina district level da so many stakeholders mayam na pullaga, including NGOs and firms like New Life Foundation, as well as police ki officials miyam, district ki officials miyam, as well as public praja sing na susi ki matang da yam na khangba aduga any suspicious activity report to biba, any forms of child labor uba or any trafficking to gadaba, illegal adoption to gadaba adumba, any sumba chingna rakpa targadi lekai singi club singi si miyam na su haipet akoy da report to biba amachangi.
Social Welfare Secretary Robert Singh Kitrimayum has expressed serious concern on the perilous impact of the advancement of organized crimes and human trafficking using technologies. He was speaking as a chief guest at the observance of World Day Against Trafficking in Persons 2025 at Hotel Imphal located at North AOC Imphal on the theme Human Trafficking is Organized Crime and De-Exploitation. The function, jointly organized by Department of Social Welfare and Shakti Sadhan Guild, Manipur, was also attended by Social Welfare Director Anna Arambam, Manipur Commission for Protection of Child Rights Chairperson Kaisham Pradeep Kumar, Manipur State Commission for Women Chairperson Tinding Pham Monsang, and CID Crime Branch SP Dr. Rashini Yankom. Speaking further, Secretary Robert emphasized that human traffickers are now committing organized crimes in a very close-guarded manner by taking the undue advantage of technology throughout the world. He also stressed on the urgent need for having a collective knowledge on such modus operandi of human trafficking through the concerted efforts of Police Department, Social Welfare Department, CSOs and NGOs. While noting that many women and children taking shelter at orphan homes or belonging to poor families often fall prey to human trafficking and other organized crimes, the Social Welfare Secretary underscored the importance of rehabilitating those victims through victim support schemes besides rescuing them.
Human trafficking is mina power, mina kamba, so pangana crime. Personally, me magi wakal, magi setting magi choice. Kariyam puthamda. Hek magi pangzera magi hatse. Masamak is meaning common crime. Protection protection from human trafficking. I said, Simasisu, Mayak Lana, Mami Tahan Mamachani, fill the Kamino practically to be thought the Kamino to open I am live. But we have to be prepared for accepting the challenges to face these challenging situations.
JESSY formed in connection with the death of Morangtem Ranjit, 40, Nambol Komkhang Mayailegai, has called off its proposed ban along the Didim Road after reaching an agreement with the authorities of Asian Hospital. Notably, the JESSY recently alleged that Morangtem Ranjit died due to the medical negligence of Asian Hospital following a surgery. Addressing a press meet held today at DPUVO Nambol, the JESSY convener El Premila announced its plan to call off the ban, adding that it will also claim the death body of Ranjit deposited at Vrim's mortuary today, as an agreement has been reached between the JESSY and the very hospital. On the other hand, the management staff of the Asian hospital assured that the hospital will take utmost care in attending patients and try its best to thwart the occurrence of any such incident in the future.
Adubu bhatanadaba mayam lainaramba singdo hospital dagi cross to biba lapiba dagi imung manung sibagi imung manung amadi Asian hospital gi nyoising loinana JESSY gi maikei dagi ulap phaminaraba matungda bhatamina duna yanaba ma pore ramaduna matungda su Asian hospital gi su tum koina ran tawdabanina afaba khongjel sapinaba haiduna JESSY gi maikei dagi su kamjari du loinana tangkun traboki manungda matam mama pihiba haibadi ranjiki misigi matangda karigumba responsibility ma lagdragadi tang kunthama thoidegi akoi ban tawganena laukhuksegi badu madu tawraroi magi asiba examsu akoi mokdagi lawraga magi mathomangam pangthukna haiduna JESSY gi maikei thamjari
Anten ranjiki misi gi matangda akoi MIBN namboni MIBN adi JESSY yamna koi jiki family adagi ise imai ben yauna koi gi first time gi punna wari batai sanar matungda yana bama pura gi damakta koi yam nuai jare.
Director of JN Dance Academy, P. Bilash, has refuted to the allegation of malpractice in recruitment process at JN Academy. Speaking in this regard, P. Bilash maintained that the recruitment for the posts of Guru Sutradhari and Rajdhari were conducted in adherence to rules and regulations, and candidates who are Sangeet Natak Academy awardee and who have either completed PG or 7 years of experience were given preference. Speaking further, P. Bilash said the allegation made by one Hanglim Indu is baseless as she is not a recipient of Sangeet Natak Academy awardee. He added that the screening committee has made the final selection after duly adhering to rules and regulations. P. Bilash further asserted that allegation made by the unsuccessful candidate was an attempt to tarnish the reputation of JN Academy. On the other hand, the director also informed that diploma and a post-diploma certificate issued by JN Dance Academy to one Yumnam Bhumeshwar has been invalidated after the metric certificate of the candidate was found to be erroneous and dubious. A case has been registered against Yumnam Bhumeshwar.
JN Manipur Dance Academy da PG pass tauba aduga ekhoi gi masagi sahi tare experience leiraba natragana Sangeet Natak Academy award phangaba mi singi damakari relax taune haijabani aduga hairiba Indu Devi asi masagi sahi tare ki experience yaurakte mahak Rajdhari amasing Sutradhari da tharai mahakna claim tauriba mahak Ustad Bismillah Khani hairisi ekhoi Sangeet Natak Academy haiba award siga yamna aduki mati khene mahak national award ne haibadi yai aduna hairiba Ustad Bismillah Khan haibasidi Sangeet Natak khena bana maram orakanda mahase ekhoi Jawaharlal Nehru gi screening committee na mahak se yade haidana ekhoi na mahak se reject tobani masida ekhoi JN Dance Academy ne karigumba namthak aranba karigumba amta tawgiba leite haiba wafam du mayam da sengdoksari.
Prescribed Group KCP PWG has issued a stern warning to 25-year-old Yumnam Roshan, son of Y. Sunil Datta of Langmaidon, Mayalika in Kakching district, to surrender within 5 days. According to a press release issued by its PRO Chingkheng Anba, KCP PWG accused Roshan of engaging in a relationship with a woman under questionable circumstances. The press release further alleged that Roshan had initially been in a relationship with the woman since 2021, but later married with another woman in 2022. Despite getting married to the other women, Roshan allegedly continued to pursue the first woman and later had sexual relationship with her that led to the pregnancy of the woman. The outfit has given Roshan a 5-day ultimatum to surrender, failing which they will take stern action against him and his family. United Naga Council (UNC) has strongly advised all members of the Naga community to refrain from participating in the International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples program, reportedly being organized by an unmandated group, the Indigenous Peoples Forum Manipur, which is scheduled to be held on August 9 at City Convention Center, Palace Compound. In a press statement, the UNC expressed concern over the use of the term indigenous in a manner that could undermine the distinct identity and political aspirations of the Naga people. It asserted that the legitimacy of representing indigenous communities cannot be claimed by groups that lack the collective mandate of the people. The UNC reiterated its earlier stand, urging all tribe ho-hos and individuals not to attend any meeting, convention, or program organized by unmandated bodies. It stated that participation in such events amounts to a willful confrontation with the aspirations of the Nagas. While extending solidarity with indigenous peoples across the globe, the UNC urged members of the Naga community to prioritize the protection of their rights and interests. The statement also cautioned that any individual or tribe attending the event must not speak on behalf of the Nagas or use the name of their tribe in any official capacity. Ziliangrong United Front (ZUF) has strongly condemned the alleged persecution, torture, and execution of Ziliangrong cadres and civilians by NSC and IM, accusing the Naga outfit of suppressing their movement and rights through intimidation and violence. In a press statement issued by Louis Gangmei, Secretary of Information and Publicity (ZUF), asserted that despite repeated efforts to promote peace and mutual understanding, NSC and IM has misused the Ziliangrong community's goodwill as a weakness and continued its oppressive tactics. It has alleged a pattern of violence and suppression by NSC and IM targeting Ziliangrong youth, cadres, and civilians over the years. The front warned that continued hostile actions by NSC and IM may lead to defensive confrontations within Naga society itself. It appealed to the general public not to be misled by provocative messages on social media and to speak out for truth and harmony. Ziliangrong United Front has called for urgent clarity and accountability in the case of missing cadre Captain Ziandai Kamei and reaffirmed its stand to maintain equidistant ties with all organizations in the region. Tribal Youth Council Manipur (TYCM) General Headquarters has urged the state government to immediately issue notification inviting applications from eligible tribal candidates for the post of chairperson of Manipur State Commission for Scheduled Tribes (MSC-ST). In a representation submitted to the Chief Secretary of Manipur and Additional Chief Secretary of Tribal Affairs and Hills Department, TYCM expressed concern over the vacant post following the expiry of the chairperson's 3-year tenure, stating that the absence of a chairperson has rendered the commission unable to function effectively. TYCM highlighted the importance of MSC-ST as a statutory body responsible for safeguarding the rights and interests of the scheduled tribes in Manipur. The council urged the authorities to take prompt action to ensure continuity of the commission's work and uphold the constitutional safeguards for tribal population of the state. As part of its ongoing commitment to community service and environmental stewardship, Assam Rifles organized tree plantation drive in Veitum Kulen village of Kampupit district yesterday. Local residents, including children, along with Assam Rifles personnel, planted a total of 118 saplings across the village during the drive. Speaking on the occasion, Assam Rifles officials stated that such events reflect the force's dedication not only to national security but also to the holistic development of the society. The drive also supports the objectives of the National Mission for Green India, which seeks to increase forest cover and combat climate change. Now the national news. Union Home Minister Amit Shah today addressed Lok Sabha on Operation Sindoor, India's powerful military response to the April 22nd terror attack in Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir, which claimed 26 lives. Home Minister Amit Shah revealed that India carried out deep strikes inside Pakistan, destroying 9 terror camps and eliminating over 125 terrorists in retaliation for the Pahalgam attack. He said the terrorists responsible were identified and killed in a joint operation, Operation Mahadev, by the Army, CRPF and Jammu and Kashmir Police in Dachigam. Three key Lashkar-e-Taiba operatives, Suleiman, Hamza, Afghani and Gibran, were eliminated. Their weapons were forensically matched to those used in the Pahalgam massacre. Amit Shah also said India targeted only military infrastructure while Pakistan retaliated by attacking Indian civilian areas, damaging religious places and killing civilians. The Home Minister slammed the opposition for defending Pakistan and questioned their handling of terrorism in the past. He cited a 70% drop in terror incidents and 80% fall in civilian deaths under the Modi government from 2015 to 2025. Amit Shah ended by saying that today India retaliates decisively and those entering Indian territory with weapons will be neutralized or captured. Now to international news. A powerful 8.8 magnitude earthquake struck off Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula early today, setting off widespread tsunami warnings across northern Pacific, including coastal areas of the United States, Japan and French Polynesia. The earthquake, which occurred offshore near the Kamchatka region, prompted immediate evacuations in Severokurilsk, where initial tsunami waves were observed. Authorities confirmed no serious injuries and the tsunami alert was lifted over 11 hours later. Tsunami warnings were issued as far as Hawaii, Alaska and down to New Zealand. In Honolulu, tsunami sirens bled before dawn, urging residents to move to higher ground. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, PTWC, confirmed the occurrence of tsunami waves and advised people to avoid low-lying coastal areas. In Japan, the Met Agency initially issued warnings, later downgrading them to advisories in most regions. However, alerts remain in effect for parts of Hokkaido and the Tohoku region, where a 40-centimeter tsunami was recorded. In French Polynesia, waves between 1.10 and 4 meters were forecast to reach the Marquesas Islands, including Nuku-Hiva, Uhuka and Hiva-Oa. Authorities there warned of strong currents and potential coastal flooding. On the U.S. West Coast, small tsunami waves were reported. In Crescent City, Northern California, waves reached 3.6 feet, 1.09 meters, while in Arena Cove, wave heights rose from 1.6 feet, 0.48 meters to 3 feet, 0.9 meters. Moreover, a warning remains active from Cape Mendocino to the Oregon border. Now the weather report. According to ICR Regional Center Imphal Pod, its maximum temperature was recorded at 32.0 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was 22.0 degrees Celsius. The maximum relative humidity was measured to be 87% in the morning and 59% in the evening, while Manipur received 9.1 millimeter of rainfall in the past 24 hours. Now before we end, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. MP Dr. Angomja Bimol Akoijam opposes President's rule extension in Manipur, demands dissolution of State Assembly and calls for fresh mandate. RPA Thawalan National Secretary Maheshwar Thongnaujam needs Union Minister of Tribal Affairs Joel Oram to push for inclusion of Meitei in Cebu tribe list. Maharaj Bhochandri College Students Union warns to launch agitation if principal not replaced within 3 days. And 134th edition of prestigious Durand Cup kicks off today with high-octane Imphal derby between Neroka FC and Trao FC at Kumalampak Main Stadium. And that's all we have for now. Thank you for watching SKTV News and keep watching for more news updates.